Welcome student, Dhyeya Education Foundation Maharashtra. Today we are going to learn computer subjects, parts of a computer. Computer is an amazing machine that can do different types of work. The word computer is device from compute, which means to calculate. Nowadays, computers are being used in nearby every field of the life. For example, hospital, education, offices, hospital, entertainment. So, this is called part of a computer. Now, this one is keyboard, mouse, printer, monitor, joystick, and whole computer. The parts of a computer. Next, parts of a computer. A computer is an electronic machine that processes raw data and outputs information. A computer has an internal memory that stores data and instruction that are temporary awaiting processing, as well as the immediate result information before it is communicated to the recipients via the output devices. To know more about the computer and what is primary parts, are keep regarding reading through the following contents. Now, a computer is a electronic machine that process raw data and output information. A computer has an internal memory that stores data and instructions that are temporary awaiting processing, as well as the intermediate result. Okay, next page is now central processing unit. This is called as CPU. This is called as CPU. Parts of a computer. Central processing unit. A computer is a central processing unit of CPU. The computer thinks and calculates with its CPU. CPU, the brain of the computer. Now, the CPU receives instructions from various computer programs in the use and execute them as needed using a combination of arithmetical function, logical processes and input-output commands. बघा, इनपुट आणि आउटपुट कमांड्स जे आहेत ते फॉलो करण्यासाठी अर्थमॅटिक फंक्शन जे आहेत, जे लॉजिकल प्रोसेसेस आहेत, तर ते आणि इनपुट अँड आउटपुट कमांडसाठी प्रोग्राम्स यूज अँड एक्झिक्युटेड देम. नाव सीपीयू रिसिव्ह इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स. सीपीयू काय करतो? इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स जे आहेत ते रिसिव्ह करण्याचं काम करत असतो. अँड फ्रॉम व्हेरियस कम्प्युटर प्रोग्राम्स इन यूज अँड एक्झिक्यूट देम as needed using a combination of arithmetic functions. Next, a modern CPU takes the form of a microprocessor. The modern CPU takes the form of microprocessor which has a single integrated circuit design. This is significant departure from the first CPU units. Now, the first CPU units, which were transistor-based modern hardware, is highly efficient, portable, and the relatively inexpensive to manufacture when compared to CPUs used in the second half of the 20th century. Next, modern hardware. Modern hardware is highly efficient, portable, and relatively expensive to manufacture when compared the CPU used in the second half of the 20th century. Modern hardware is highly efficient, portable, and relatively expensive to manufacture when compared to CPUs in the second half of the 20th century. Next one is Central Processing Unit, the motherboard. A CPU cannot function properly without the assistance of the motherboard. Now, Central Processing Unit, the motherboard, a CPU cannot function properly without the assistance of the motherboard. Motherboard शिवाय properly functions रन करू शकत नाही सीपीयू. त्याला सेंट्रल प्रोसेसिंग युनिट असं म्हटलं जातं. द मदरबोर्ड इज अ प्रिंटेड सर्किट बोर्ड. द मदरबोर्ड इज अ printed circuit board or PCB found inside computer that not only houses the CPU but also serve as a gateway to various computer peripherals such as a sound card. The motherboard is a printed circuit board and such as sound cards, hard drives and video cards. Now you listen carefully. CPU not only houses the CPU but also serve as a gateway to various computer peripherals such as a sound cards, hard drives and video cards. The motherboard. The motherboard. This is called motherboard. This picture is a motherboard. Okay. The motherboard. The motherboard contains sockets from microprocessor such as the CPU. The motherboard is also linked to the power supply of computer. Motherboard is also the power of supply of the computer and distribute electronic voltage to the attachment of कम्प्युटर. हे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक जे व्होल्टेज आहेत ते अटॅच करण्याचं काम म्हणजे कंपोनंट्स हे करतं. सिम्पली बट अ मदरबोर्ड सर्व ॲज अ क्रिटिकल प्लॅटफॉर्म फ्रॉम द रेस्ट ऑफ सीपीयूज हार्डवेअर टू फंक्शन. अ कम्प्युटर कुड नॉट फंक्शन विदाउट अ मदरबोर्ड. पहा, कम्प्युटर मदरबोर्डच्या फंक्शन शिवाय काम करू शकत नाही. म्हणजे अ कम्प्युटर could not function without a motherboard. Now, motherboard contains several sockets of a microprocessor such as a CPU. A motherboard serves as a critical platform for the rest of a CPU's hardware of a function, and a computer could not function without a motherboard. Now the motherboard is also linked to the power supply on the computer and distribute electrical voltage. Next, monitor. This picture is a monitor. It is called monitor. Now the word computer device is device the compute, which is means to compute. You know that. Now, a computer takes an input, carries out of a process upon it and process to output. Okay. Monitor to display images and text on the screen. The monitor. काय होतं आपल्याला मॉनिटरवर डिस्प्ले होतं काय इमेजेस अँड टेक्स्ट. आपल्याला ज्यावेळेस अक्षरे लिहिली जातात त्यावेळेस कुठे दिसतात तर मॉनिटरवर दिसत असतात. इमेजेस आणि टेक्स्ट जो असेल लिहिलेला तो यावर दिसत असतो. म्हणजे मॉनिटर टू डिस्प्ले इमेजेस अँड टेक्स्ट ऑन द स्क्रीन. द मॉनिटर कम्युनिकेट विथ अ व्हिडिओ कार्ड located inside the computer case. The majority of monitors have control buttons that let you adjust the display settings, and some monitors also have integrated speakers. Now you understand, monitor to display images and text on the screen. The monitor. Now next, mouse. This is called mouse. Mouse, a Another useful tool to communicate with the computer is the mouse. It is commonly referred to as a pointing device. काय आहे? Pointing device आहे. And because it is allowed you to point to objects on the screen and click on them. तुम्ही point कर्सरने तुम्ही पॉइंट दाखवल्यानंतर क्लिक करू शकता. त्याच्यावर आपल्याला काही निवडायचं असेल, काही क्लिक करायचं असेल ऑब्जेक्ट तर निवडू शकता. कट पेस्ट आपण राईट क्लिक करू शकता. त्याचबरोबर हे जे बटन दिसत आहे त्याला स्क्रोल बार असं म्हटलं जातं. स्क्रोल करू शकता. मग स्क्रीन तुम्ही वर खाली म्हणजे अप डाऊन सुद्धा करू शकता. हे माऊसचं वर्क आहे. नाव देर आर मेनली टू टाइप्स ऑफ माउस. देर आर मेनली टू टाइप्स ऑफ mouse. First is optical mouse. First is optical mouse and second is mechanical mouse. First is optical mouse and second is mechanical mouse. The optical mouse detects movement with an electronic eye and is easier to clean. Now, first is optical mouse. The optical mouse detects movements with an electronic eye and is easier to clean. And second is mechanical mouse. The mechanical mouse detects movement with a rolling ball and must be cleaned regularly to function properly. Mouse has two types of mouse. Mainly, there are mainly two types of mouse. First is optical and second is mechanical. The optical mouse detects. The optical mouse detects movements with an electronic eye and easier to clean. And second is the mechanical mouse detects movement with rolling ball and must be cleaned regularly to functions properly. Is another useful tool for communicating with the computer in the mouse. It is commonly referred to as a pointing devices because it allows to you point to objects on the screen, click them and move them. Next, keyboard. This picture is a keyboard. There are many keys. These keys are alphabetical keys. Alphabetical keys. Alphabetical keys, functional keys. F1 to F12 is functional keys. Functional keys. F1 to F12 it is called functional keys. This keys is escape keys. This one is enter keys. Space bar. It is called a number keys. Keyboard. Keyboard and mouse are called input device. It is used to enter data. Typing keys. It is called alphabetical keys, functional keys, navigation keys, arrow keys, center keys. A keyboard is a type of input device. Input device that is used to communicate with a computer. When you press a key on the keyboard, you send a small amount of data to the computer. You send a small amount of data to the computer and tells in which key you press when the computer receives keyboard input, and it is used to keystrokes in digital form to perform a specifically task in and software that is being used. Now, keyboard is a type of input device. Keyboard is a type of input device. This this is a functional keys. It is alphabetical keys, space bar, enter keys, number keys. Keyboard and mouse are called a input device. Next, starting and shutting down the computer. It is most important, starting and shutting down the computer. To start a computer, we should follow the following steps. Now, first one is plug in your computer and all peripheral, all device attach. First one, baga, plug in your computer and all peripheral, all devices are attached. Next, switch on your UPS. Switch on your UPS, which provide uninterrupted power supply to the computer. Switch on your UPS, which provide uninterrupted power supply to the computer. Third one is press power button of your CPU. Press power button of your CPU, then computer will be boot up. The computer will be boot up. This is to start a computer. We should follow the following steps. After that, now look to shut down your computer. To shut down your computer, first one is to turn off your computer. Click on the start button. First one is to turn off your computer. Click on the start button. Then in the lower right corner, next one is then in the lower right corner of start button, click on the shutdown. राईट साइडला बघा, राईट कॉर्नरला तुम्हाला स्टार्ट बटन दिसेल. ते काय करायचं आहे, क्लिक करायचं आहे ऑन शटडाऊन. शटडाऊन करण्यासाठी स्टार्ट बटन क्लिक करून तुम्ही शटडाऊन हा ऑप्शन निवडून ते काय करायचं आहे, शटडाऊन करायचं आहे. व्हेन यू क्लिक शटडाऊन कम्प्युटर, व्हेन यू क्लिक shutdown computer will ask to close all programs you open and close them. मग त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला विचारलं जातं की क्लोज ऑल प्रोग्राम, जे प्रोग्राम्स तुम्ही ओपन करून ठेवलेले आहेत, ज्या फाइल्स तुम्ही ओपन केलेल्या आहेत तर त्या बंद करायचे का, यू ओपन अँड क्लोज देम. व्हेन यू क्लिक द शट डाऊन कम्प्युटर will ask to close all program you open and close them. Next पहा, computer room etiquette. Remove your shoes before entering the computer room. ज्या वेळेस तुम्हाला कॉम्प्युटर रूम मध्ये एंट्री करायची आहे त्यावेळेस तुम्ही तुमचे शूज कुठे काढायचे आहेत, बाहेर काढायचे आहेत. Remove your shoes before entering the computer room because your shoes contain dust which can harmful from any electronic equipment including computer. म्हणजे डस्ट मुळे कम्प्युटरला काय होऊ शकतं, हार्मफुल आहे फॉर एनी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट साठी. त्याच्यासाठी तुम्ही तुमचे शूज असतील त्याच्यावर डस्ट असते त्याच्यामुळे काय करायचे आहे, बाहेर काढायचे आहे. नाउ सेकंड इज ओपन द डोर ऑफ कम्प्युटर रूम स्लोली. कम्प्युटर रूम ही कशी ओपन करायची आहे, जेव्हा आपण एंट्री करतो त्यावेळेस स्लोली ओपन करायची आहे. अँड एंटर इट काम अँड क्वाइटली. शांतपणे तुम्ही एंट्री करायची आहे आणि डोअर सुद्धा स्लोली ओपन करायचा आहे. नेक्स्ट थर्ड वन इज never touch the computer parts and attach cables as they can be harmful for both computer and you. Never touch the computer parts and attach cables. जे अटॅच केबल्स केलेले आहेत as they can be harmful for both. दोघांना ते काय आहेत, हार्मफुल आहेत कम्प्युटरला आणि तुम्हाला सुद्धा. त्याच्यामुळे त्या पार्ट्सला तुम्ही टच करायचा नाही, त्याला हात लावायचा नाही जे केबल्स आहेत त्यांना. नेक्स्ट पहा, फोर्थ वन इज डू नॉट पुश इच अदर व्हाईल स्टँडिंग नियर अ कम्प्युटर. तुम्ही ज्या वेळेस कम्प्युटरच्या शेजारी उभे असताल त्यावेळेस तुम्ही एकमेकांना ढकलायचं, ओढायचं नाही. डू नॉट पुश इच अदर व्हाईल स्टँडिंग नियर अ computer. Now first is starting and shutting down the computer. To start a computer we should follow the following step. Plug in your computer and peripheral, all devices are connected. Next one is switch on your UPS which is provided peripheral all device attachment and press power button of your CPU, then the computer will be boot up. Next is to shut down your computer. The first step is to turn off your computer. Click on to start button. Then in the lower right corner of the start button, click on the shutdown. Next one is when you click shutdown, computer will be asked to close all program you open and close them. And computer rooms now etiquettes means the remove your shoes before entering the computer room because your shoes contain dust which can harmful for any electric equipments including computer. Open the door computer room slowly and enter it quickly. Never touch the computer parts and cables as they can be harmful to the both computer and you. Do not push each other while standing near a computer. Fifth one is sit down calm and quietly while sitting demo on computer. Ask questions whenever you are given chance for it. तुम्ही एंट्री केल्यानंतर सिट डाऊन calm शांतपणे तुम्ही बसायचे and quietly when seeing demo on the computer. तुम्ही ज्यावेळेस डेमो पाहत असाल त्यावेळेस आणि ask question ज्यावेळेस तुम्हाला चान्स भेटेल त्यावेळेस तुम्ही काय करायचं आहे, तुम्ही विचारायचं आहे. नेव्हर कॅरी मॅग्नेट्स इनसाइड द कम्प्युटर रूम. कोणतंही मॅग्नेट घेऊन कम्प्युटर रूम मध्ये प्रवेश करायचा नाही. नेव्हर कॅरी मॅग्नेट घेऊन आतमध्ये जायचं नाही. दिस पिक्चर इज मॅग्नेट पिक्चर. नेव्हर कॅरी मॅग्नेट इनसाइड द कम्प्युटर रूम. सेवन्थ इज कीबोर्ड ऑफ युअर कम्प्युटर शुड बी हँडल्ड जेंटली. कीबोर्ड ऑफ अ कम्प्युटर शुड बी हँडल्ड जेंटली. Please do not eat anything such as chewing gum, bubble gum and other sticking things inside the computer room. Please do not eat anything such as chewing gum, bubble gum and other sticking inside the computer room. So avoid it. कोणीही खायचं नाहीये. बबल्स गम असेल, चेविंग गम असेल तरी आतमध्ये रूम मध्ये कम्प्युटर रूम मध्ये तुम्ही खायचं नाही. ओके. नेव्हर कीप एनीथिंग सच एज बुक्स, नोटबुक्स, पेन्सिल बॉक्सेस ऑन द मॉनिटर, कीबोर्ड और CPU. बघा, नेव्हर कीप एनीथिंग सच एज बुक्स, नोटबुक्स, पेन्सिल बॉक्सेस ऑन द मॉनिटर, कीबोर्ड्स और CPU वर तुम्ही ठेवायचे नाही. लक्षात येते? व्यवस्थित ठेवायचं. नंतर नेक्स्ट वन इज ऑलवेज यूज सॉफ्ट अँड ड्राय क्लोथ्स. ऑलवेज यूज soft and dry clothes to clean the various parts of a computer. Always use soft and dry clothes to clean the various parts of a computer. आपल्याला जे पार्ट्स आहेत कम्प्युटरचे ते सॉफ्ट कपडा वापरायचा आहे. क्लोथ्स म्हणजे कपडे सॉफ्ट आणि ड्राय क्लोथ्स वापरून काय करायचे आहेत, क्लीन करायचे आहेत. त्याच्यानंतर नेक्स्ट पहा, ऑलवेज शट डाऊन युअर कम्प्युटर प्रॉपरली. प्रत्येक वेळेस शटडाऊन हे प्रॉपरली करायचं आहे. अँड कव्हर इट विथ क्लीन क्लोथ्स बिफोर लिव्हिंग द कम्प्युटर रूम. ज्यावेळेस आपल्याला कम्प्युटर रूम सोडायची आहे त्यावेळेस तुम्ही ऑलवेज शट डाऊन युअर कम्प्युटर प्रॉपरली अँड कव्हर इट विथ क्लीन क्लोथ्स बिफोर लिव्हिंग द कम्प्युटर रूम. Next, points to be remembered. The CPU is also known the brain of the computer. A quality motherboard provides a variety of connectivity options, and additionally, it has the fewest bottlenecks possible. RAM or random access memory. It is a type of random access memory. It is a type of data storage device, and that allows for a quick read and write access. Even today, most computers includes a hard drive. Typically, data is stored on a mechanical drive. The computer, you remember now, the computer thinks and calculates with the CPU. CPU, the brain of the computer. Keyboard and mouse are called input devices. It is used to enter data. Computer is an amazing machine that can do different types of work. The word computer is derived from the compute, and nowadays we are being used to nearly every field of life. Computer takes an input, carries out a process upon it, and produces output. Example on what can we do at 2 numbers. Input 2 and 3. Process 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. म्हणजे आउटपुट इज इक्वल टू 5. मग मॉनिटर इट इज व्हिज्युअल डिस्प्ले डिव्हाइसेस टू प्रेझेंट आउटपुट इन्फॉर्मेशन्स. यू रिमेंबर दॅट. नाव पॉइंट्स टू बी रिमेंबर. यू टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट. Next questions, multiple type questions. First one is, can be words, number, pictures of a sound. The first one is data, processing and meaningful information. The correct answer is data. Data can be words, numbers, picture or sounds. Next question, control all parts of a computer system. ALU, CU and MU. Correct answer is CU. CU control all parts of a computer system. Next, third one is a computer displays after processing the data. Input, process, output. The correct answer is output. A computer displays output after processing the data. Next, fourth question. The monitor consumes least power. First LCD, second CRT, third LED. LED is the correct answer. The LED monitor consumes least power. Next, fifth one. Device gives output on a paper. Device gives output on a paper. First one is printer, second is scanner, and third one is keyboard. The correct answer is printer. The correct answer is printer. The printer device gives output on a paper. CU controls all parts of a computer, and data can be words, numbers, pictures or sound. Second is CU control all parts of a computer system. A computer displays output after processing the data. and the LED monitor consumes least power. Next, fifth one is printer device gives output on a paper. Now students, do you understand everybody?